of the Indian knowledge. The Buddhist study cannot be completed and comprehended. If we look to ancient Acharyas' treatises, it may be Nagarjuna's work, it may be Hayadev's work, it may be Chandrakritis or Dharma-kritis or Tiknath's or Buddha Palit or Bhavagirik or Shankarachandra, whatever it may be. They have composed treatises which give reference to all these 6 or 5 different traditions of Indian philosophy. Without covering all these things, the Buddhist study cannot be a comprehensive one. In this university, which is very rightly named the University of Buddhist and Indic Studies, that covers the entirety of the ancient knowledge of India. It will have a traditional method of teaching, which also includes the modern method of teaching and research, and it will cover a vast range, if possible, the entirety of the Buddhist-Indic studies which were available before 11th century AD in Takshila, in Udandapuri, in Vikramashila, and of course in Nalanda. So we just vision that this university gradually will be a new Takshila. I am referring Takshila because the Takshila center of learning was exist before Buddha's time, and it was basically a secular center of learning. Later on, Buddhism reached to the part of that land, the Kashmir and its adjoining. Then it became more or less a center of Buddhist studies. So we shall look forward to revive the tradition of Takshila, tradition of Vikramshila, and Udandapur, and so on and so forth. In this regard, we have a competence because of the support of Madhya Pradesh government in the right direction, and also the help of the academic community, which are very readily, as you listen the announcement with courses, the very senior academic community have volunteered to start this university. And therefore, I hope within a few coming years, you will see the progress and the moving forward to give the entire world a new dimension of knowledge, not a sectarian or not a just remain with the framework of Adhyatmic sadhana. It will have benefits to our entire sphere of life. It may be pillar of economy, social stability, politics, and facing the challenges of today. It may be violence, it may be inequality of various things, it may be environmental degradation, or it may be the civilizational conflict. All these great challenges which are facing today might able to find an appropriate solution from the study of Buddhist-Indic studies. With these words, I once again seek your blessings, support, and cooperation to make project a success. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Reverend Rinpoche-ji. You have projected the vision of the university, and we are very sure that with the support of Madhya Pradesh government and under your kind patronage, with the knowledge at your command, we will be able to make a little beginning by the next academic session. Now, I invite Dr. Sharat Amunugama, Honorable Senior Minister, Sri Lanka, who is a Sri Lankan politician and a civil servant. He was the Cabinet Minister of Public Administration and Home Affairs and Deputy Minister of Finance and Planning until April 2010. He is a Member of Parliament from the Kanji district for the United People's Freedom Alliance in the Parliament of Sri Lanka. During his career in Sri Lanka Administrative Service as Government Agent of the Kanji District, Director of Information, Permanent Secretary to Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, and later Chairman, the Associated Newspapers of Ceylon Limited. Before entering active politics, he worked as an international civil servant for UNESCO headquarters in Paris. We welcome you, sir, and we look forward to your presentation.
Venerable Sirs, Your Royal Highness, our dear friend, Mr. Shivraj Chauhan, Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you the greetings of my President, the Mahinda Rajapaksa, and the people of Sri Lanka. As you know, His Excellency Mahinda Rajapaksa attended the last conference of this distinguished group and also brought with him a sapling of the sacred Buddha tree from Anuradhapura, Sri Lanka. That sapling has grown, and so has the good relations between my country and this university. Sri Lanka and India have a long history of friendship. As one of our leaders said, we in Sri Lanka are lovers of India and followers of her greater son, the Lord Buddha. Buddhism is the majority religion of Sri Lanka, and that great gift was given to my country from this Madhya Pradesh, from Vidusha, where the son and daughter of the great King Asoka journeyed to Sri Lanka with the message of Lord Buddha. Sri Lankan history, Sri Lankan culture, Sri Lankan thought is decisively influenced by that gift from this heartland, this beautiful province, this green city. In the words of the Buddha, the best gift that one can give is the teaching of the Buddha. So you have given us the best possible gift, and we in Sri Lanka are most grateful to you. In fact, the reign of King Asoka is a model of governance. And through the Buddha Vachana that we received in my country, we also have evolved form of thinking, of governance, which will be studied in this university. Actually, when you read about King Ashoka, the great archaeological finds that have shown to the world the Buddhist history of India, we find that our own documents, particularly the Vamsa literature, the Mahavamsa, was very helpful in dating the reign of Ashoka, in identifying the various religious centers of worship that he established. So even in the narrative of King Ashoka and the spread of his great creative activity, his great religious activity, we are very proud that Sri Lankan literature, which was originally in the Pali language, particularly the Mahavamsa, played a very decisive role in establishing the chronology and also the geology, the environment in which Buddhism flourished in that great period. So we have very, very strong links. In the early 20th century and the late 19th century, one of Sri Lanka's greatest sons, Anagarika Dharmapala, that Venerable Chancellor referred to, came to India, to Bodh Gaya at the age of 28 and dedicated his life to the resurgence of Buddhism in India. For 44 years, he labored in India and he passed away in Sarnath and made a memorable contribution, tremendous contribution to reviving Buddhism in this great country. Of course, it is very clear that while his efforts were so important during his time, there was also the growth of the Indian Archaeological Survey, which working on the writings of Fahian and Yutsang, two great Chinese visitors to medieval India. They used it as the basis for all the excavations, all the research in India, and place after place was found in the terms described by Fahian and Yutsang to be the centers of a magnificent Buddhist civilization. So Sri Lanka and India have been very close. All the magnificent Buddhist sites which have been unearthed, and particularly, I think, the world historical site of Sanchi, which is not only the possession of Madhya Pradesh, not only the possession of this great country India, but the possession of whole mankind. The aesthetics that go into that, the philosophy that goes into that, the messages of Sanchi, which went out to the world in the past, I think will now go again, will reverberate in India, in our part of the world and in the world through this Sanchi University. The word Sanchi, the name place Sanchi, is embedded in South Asian history, in South Asian art. And this Madhya Pradesh, of which our dear friend is the Chief Minister, is so close to us. And you, sir, you have been an example to us, you have visited us, and you have taken so many initiatives to support Buddhist pilgrims to Madhya Pradesh and to support people from Madhya Pradesh to go to my country and to establish strong links I feel is the biggest contribution made in recent times by any Indian leader, for which we are most grateful to him. And you will enter the history of Sri Lanka as a great leader who furthered this cooperation which has been there from time beginning. So I want to tell you that as far as Sri Lanka is concerned and our government is concerned, it is very heartening because it was Mahinda and Sanghamitta, the two great children of Emperor Asoka, who were born and who lived in these areas, who visited Sri Lanka with the message of the Dhamma. For more than 2,500 years, that message has illuminated Sri Lanka. And in the words of a great Indian leader, it has illuminated the whole world. So we are very grateful. And just as much as the great Mahinda and Sanghamitta have established the Buddha Sasana in Sri Lanka, we now have another Mahinda, our President Mahinda Rajapaksa, as you rightly mentioned in your speech last year. Another Mahinda historically can bring us even closer. And just as much as the great shoot of the Bodhi, the great Bodhi tree under which the Buddha preached enlightenment, as its chief and biggest sapling now in my country. And now a sapling of that sapling has come to Bhopal. So we have great relationships, we have great links, and this university, I'm quite confident, will strengthen us further, and as the great names that the Honorable Chancellor mentioned, like Anagartha Dharmapala, Rahul Saraswatyan, Jagdish Kashyap, they all bring our two countries together. Some of that knowledge that these scholars of Sanskrit like Rahul Saraswatyan and Jagdish Kashyap were enhanced in our great university of Vidyalakha in Sri Lanka. So we have a good university tradition of Vidyodaya and Vidyalakha, two of the best Buddhist universities. And we will all get together and build up this university, which will be an eternal tribute to the goodwill and far-sightedness of our dear friend Rishi. And to all the Buddhists in the whole world, this will be a beacon light. And on behalf of my president and the people, and on my own behalf, I bring to you our greetings and our sincere best wishes. Thank you very much.